Hello everybody and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7 on PSVR2, although you'll notice what you're seeing right now is not PSVR2 gameplay, but we'll get to that, I'll explain in a minute. But today we're celebrating the fact that I finally got out of driver rating D up into C. It's been a long time coming, too long time coming to be honest, but I simply haven't played the game consistently enough, and also because of what you'll see in this video, that's the reason why I've been down quite a lot, is because of poor performances caused by a lot of examples that you'll see. But we're starting off not in VR, just to show you one of the better results of the last couple of days. This is Daily Race B from the week of recording, which might, to be honest, be like a month before this goes live because of the editing schedule and upload schedule of the Gran Turismo videos. I like to record, you know, in advance quite a lot. But we managed to get up to P4 due to the fact that when you get into high D safety rating S, you're then put with some driver rating C people, so the people in the next tier above. But these are the lower safety rating C drivers, meaning you're with faster drivers, but drivers that are less safe. And bit of a shunt round there going side by side into one of the last corners in Barcelona, as we're in Barcelona, Catalonia. Very nice circuit, one that I used to not really know too well, but in this particular race, we managed to get P2, which was really, really good. Boosted us up a lot, and one more of these results would have pushed me into driver rating C, because we were right on the edge. But we had a couple of really bad races the day before this, where just a lot of dirty driving happened. And that is what you'll see in this video as we head on to race 2. So we are now on the VR onboard. We're in 10th, starting a fair bit of the way back. But because we're in driver rating D but high, so we're mixing with the low C safety rating people, we have a lot of people on bad ping, as you can see in front, but also people who just like to shunt and ram. And it's really unfortunate because a lot of the races you're going to see today, there's a lot of contact like that, a lot of avoiding action, and some of it is just hard racing, but also a lot of drivers who get really annoyed if you pass them or just use you as a braking zone. So we're in P8 right now, chasing down P7. Car behind absolutely shunts us to the left, managed to keep it off the grass. But this is a problem that you see a lot in the lower driver ratings, and it makes it quite hard to get higher up because you're trying to race cleanly, but the avoiding action sometimes just doesn't work. Moving up, this guy's from really bad ping, so glitching everywhere, but made a little bit of contact with him. Keeping it to the left though, just in case anyone wants to, you know, have a better run past. Driver in front also with a penalty, but we managed to make it up to P6, chasing the Lamborghini in front. We're also in the Lamborghini Huracan, which seems to be the car of choice really for this race, and a lot of the Group 2 races managed to pull the switch back on him, which I was really happy with. A good, clean move up into P5. Yeah, really happy with that. I had a little nod of the head there. And this is good points, as I put it. It's a good amount of driver rating up that it could carry us into driver rating C, which is where we want to be. It's been long overdue, as I said. But to be fair, I haven't been sim racing that long. I've only got about 42 races to my name in the game, so we're on a decent pace to go up, but I'm still obviously learning. This is my first online racing game that I'm taking seriously with driver rating, but unfortunately, he doesn't think that, and absolutely uses me as a brake pad and just launches me in. Luckily, I know I can rejoin the track because there is ghosting in certain instances like this. Fortunately, the game says no and puts me back, so we're down out of the points in P9, and that is unfortunately where we finish. It was just because one of the drivers didn't like the fact that I made the move on him and decided to hit me off the road. Obviously, their safety rating decreases, but they don't really care. They're just there to ruin your race. Anyway, on to race 3. So race 3, we started in P6 this time, which is really promising at good pace. In the Huracan, I did really like it, to be honest. I don't own one, so I had to rent one for the race, but it's been one of the more reliable cars. It's got good balance, I feel. Keeping it clean around the outside, even though they braked a little bit earlier than me, and then I get some contact from the right side. I'm so far to the left, I couldn't really go anywhere else, but luckily it didn't result in any sort of really big crash. So we're keeping P6 at the moment, but the curse strikes again at some point here as we are trying to climb up the ranks a little bit, shifting down into first, trying to get a better exit, and then we come around on the sweeping right-hander, shift over to the right side of the track, and shift all the way down to first again for quite a tight left. So you're swinging the car in, straightening her up, and then going full flat on the throttle again, powering down here, and then you bring it down by 2 gears, down into second, up through the chicane. I do quite like this part of the track, and I like Barcelona overall, and I had alright pace. We're up into 4th here because of some other drivers spinning out, and I was really happy. This also would have brought me up into the correct driver rating that I wanted to be at, and now we're in 3rd because of another mistake a driver made in front. Not really too many moves being made here, but just capitalizing on other people's mistakes. And this would be on for a podium. We're fighting for the podium here, and we're currently on it. So I do have a bit of a moment here, losing a little bit of traction, not having a great exit out there, but it's okay. And we're coming back into the first corner, and again, used as a brake pad and just spun around. Basically, another driver who didn't really care about safety rating, racing cleanly, just spinning me right round there. And yeah, down into P9 again, which is out of the points, not where I want to be. And it's something that you really run into quite often here. Luckily, we come up to a driver who's got a penalty, which means we can probably take P8, and they're quite a hefty penalty. But I think it is kind of a flaw in Gran Turismo driver rating system, where you're just, if you're fast in a lower tier, you're put with the more dirty drivers in the higher tier, which just results in you having to just kind of avoid mayhem. And we do manage to recover this into P6, but I'm just thinking what would have been if I was able to keep that, you know, podium position and not been turned around. But P6 is still decent points. I needed another result like that though to bring us up into driver rank C, which is the target for today's video. So on to race 4. This was the final race of the day, starting in P5, gaining on P4, into the first corner, keeping it clean, person on the outside not keeping it clean and just turning in, and also rejoining incredibly unsafely, making contact again up front, which is very fun. Love that. And also holding up me behind him because he has a horrendous exit out of the corner. You get this quite a lot with people doing that on purpose as well, if they want to disrupt your lines by just braking really weirdly. We kind of overshoot it into that corner, to be fair, and let them pass, but kept it safe. Driver behind did not keep it safe, and we're now going 3 wide into here. Now this is kind of my fault, but I had nowhere really to go. Sending it through here, the driver in front just kind of turns in when I've got incredible speed coming through, kind of we all do really. But that ended up in me back in P14, which is just horrendous. Now P13 because somebody else has been spun around. But yeah, bit of a hectic incident. You know, it's a lap one sort of thing. But yeah, there was a gap there, and then the gap disappeared, and I just had nowhere to go. So to be honest, I don't really pin the blame on any of them for that. It was just kind of me there, didn't have anywhere to go, and we both kind of turned in the opposite direction. And now we're in P9 though, so all I needed was kind of a good points finish to bring me up to driver rank D, so I was kind of angry and depressed by this point. But I just need to finish the race, because if you're driving and you want to increase your driver rating, even if you get a minus driver rating, it's going to be better if you finish the race outside the points than if you don't finish the race at all and quit. That's going to decrease your rating more. So here we go. Up into P8, we're now officially in the points. Would be nice to have a higher finish to really secure that driver rating C. And luckily, guy goes wide. So up into P7, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, that is the way you should take that corner, really, is by maximizing track limits. And it's one of the times when I did do it, and that led to a fairly good exit there. Another person spun around, so we're in P6 now. Really a good place to be, but kind of depressing because at the start of the session I was able to fight for, you know, the top step of the podium almost, but due to the fact that 3 races back to back was just absolute chaos and carnage and death, we didn't quite make that. However, we are taking home a P6, so we're flying down here, and to be honest, I'm fairly happy with that, because that's brought me up to the driver rank that I meant to be in. And also our safety rating has not increased because we're kind of at the max at S, but kept where it is because we've not really caused any incidents that the game has thought that's our fault, really. And that's the plan, just race a lot cleaner. And yeah, so we take it through. I believe, yeah, we kept the same position pretty much. And you don't really get much money for the daily races, but they are quite fun, and increasing your driver rating is good. But as we back out, you can see we are now in driver rating C. As we back up to the menu, there we go. A little ways through it as well, so not really too far to go if we maximise some good finishes. So thank you all for watching. I hope this has highlighted an issue that the Gran Turismo community has known about for a very long time, which is, well, any racing game really, where lower ranked lobbies are absolute carnage sometimes. can be a lot of fun, but also when you're trying to progress up, it can really ruin your race, and you can get stuck in a rut, which I was in for quite a while. I'm hoping to get into driver rank B. By the time this video is out, I probably am, because of how delayed this all is. But thank you for watching. Thank you to our patrons and YouTube members: Luke Bentley, Phil Irving, Hazit Mirza, Ace Gamer, Hippie Pickle, Jin007, A License to Chill, Sun WTF, Fat Controllers, Jason Parker, Lamar Hall, Jordy Banzma, Lemon64K, Callum Tierney, Mischievous Marco, The Underground Game Cat, Brian East, Alajimbe, D2Y, Underground Stranger Game Cat, The Game Cat, Andrew Ehrenreich, Mark Smith, XKXPin, Jazafash, The Legacy of Kane Cat, Hooked Worm, The Hoosier Game Cat, Outcast VR, Prophecy 777, Test Rate Review, Salvador, Wade, Cheers, Kieran, and Sean Krim. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.